All right, we're going to start the stream. 5k this time. So I basically ratcheted
We're gonna start the stream.
I essentially ratcheted my limit rank to around 5q now. So it's 5. Eventually I'll probably go to like 4 or 3q. But right now it is 5q game and review, which is perfectly fine. It's a kind of a strange way to start. And it is kind of a strange way to... That's a really strange way to start. I don't really know why you would do that, actually. Because I can just do this. I will give you this, basically. I'm just going to invade now. Actually, no, I should have gone the out... Oh, crap, I messed up. I should have gone... maybe not. I don't know which way. This actually looks like a pretty good one. So this is a really bad way to start. This is actually a really, really bad way to start. Pretty sure I'm ahead by 1. See, I don't have to do this. I can just do this. And I am ahead by 1 liberty for sure. Lack of calculation. I think like he would have actually thought that I would actually play here and then he could play for the ko. But that's not true. Also, I'm going to jump here and mirror this particular cut. I could have done this and just went for the points. And right now I am going to go for the points. Okay, maybe not. Get this side. I'll just take the points. I mean, this is still a problem for him. And this is a lot of points he's giving up down here. And here as well. And like he's got a lot of problems with the cutting later on. So the influence that he's building isn't really worth all that. Why would you do that? Once again, like being aggressive for no reason doesn't really bode well. I could take the amount on the bottom. Or I could just do something like this. But I don't think this would actually help me. You know what? This doesn't really matter. I'm just going to take the points on the bottom. So I don't think this matters all that much. This is going to be a problem for him later on. I mean, he could go that way, but it's kind of problematic for him. guess I don't even have to answer that, really. I think jumping up here is more pertinent. I mean, this group isn't really in danger. Like, I'm asking him, like, how much is he willing to sacrifice to get the territory that he actually wants? Because if the answer is a lot, then I'm perfectly fine with giving him the territory that he wants over here. He can actually do that. No, that's pointless though. I don't know if he's really wanting to. I mean, I can just kill this. I'll take that. That's a lot of points, man. It's a freak lot of points. Solves my problem as well. I don't know what the point of that is. Because you can't live in here. I guess I'll just go ahead and do this to kill him. Just in case he comes down. And then he does like this and then comes up. That doesn't do anything. He gave up way too many points in here. Like, this is like 60, 70 points. Oh. Actually, no. All I have to do is do this. Because then if he tries to Atari, then I can just do the double. So he can't do anything here. There's nothing here that he can do. He did get this territory in here, but he sacrificed all of this. Like, I think like the problem with playing like this is like this guy's just overly aggressive. You can't always play overly aggressive. The shape up here isn't really any good because I can just basically at knights move in. And he can't really do anything about this. Probably not going to bother with that. And plus, I can just invade here as well. There's so many problems with this. There are so many problems with this. I mean, he can sort of get that, I guess. And then I can just jump in here. Like, he doesn't have that many points while giving up all of this. He also can't do that. You absolutely have to read this stuff out. There is something he can do here, though. But it doesn't really bother me all that much. I can get those two. But it's a pretty big sacrifice giving me these 4. And it allows me to completely destroy... it does allow me to completely destroy like any possibility of points here. So in the end, once again, he's not going to have enough points. This is also a really bad idea. I have to block that. But he's just not going to have enough points. It really doesn't matter what he does. I can just carefully play the endgame, and I'm going to win. I do have to be a little bit careful here, though. Yeah, I do have to be careful here. Oh, I forgot about that. I do actually have to be careful here because he has this move. Oh, no, I don't. He can't actually stick in there. Can he? Oh, yeah, he can. Never mind. I messed up there. It's fine. I'll just do this. Wait, what? You're just like way over eager on that.
You have won.
I mean, even without that, I'm up by like a lot because he has to connect, and then I basically just do this. I made a mistake there. And I wasn't going to repeat. I wasn't going to just dive on in it. It does. Well, the thing is, like, I don't think he would have actually played like this in a regular game. I don't think he would have played like this in a regular game. Because like I think he's just trying to throw me off by playing like moves, like by playing gotcha moves. But that's not how you like beat a stronger player, because gotcha moves don't really work against stronger players. They almost never do. Because like I know how to deal with them more than you do. Like this, you would just do this. Come on, like do this and then do this and then like go here. Like you do these fair trades. Like doing this is generally not very good for black because you're still owing a move down here for white. And of course, I'm just gonna jump and then I'm gonna invade. Like you're setting yourself up for a lot of weak points. That really doesn't make any sense at all. I wouldn't. I mean, I could also just go down this way, and this wouldn't actually be good for you either. I mean, this really wouldn't be good for you, even if I just played this way. I mean, I probably wouldn't do that. Like, I would probably just do that. Like, but this wouldn't actually be good for black either. So it doesn't really even matter which way I go. Like, this is the best. I think this is the best play. Or I could have probably just gone over it. But nah, I think I did the right thing over here. Because this would be a little bit sticky. But, you know, like, I just did the safer play, which is fine. I mean, it's still advantage to... That doesn't make any sense. You would just do this. White has to do this probably, and then you would jump out and then fight this way. It's still a bad situation for black. But then like going under would actually work, you know. Like this would actually work. But you know, if you actually did this now, I would probably just do this. and get the upper influence. I already got the corner territory, so that's probably what I would do. And plus, remember, you're still lacking a move here. And since you're lacking a move here, there's very little territory here in the future. So, like, trying to, like, I think he's trying to play in a way where it's really not traditional, and like where I would make a mistake and he could pull ahead for good. But the thing is, like, playing against a stronger players just really know how to deal with this stuff much better than you do. So you're not going to be able to get taken advantage. So like, I'm going to do this. I should have done this and then just, like, he has to do this. And then, like, he's very weak. I'm pretty strong. But the thing is, like, I actually made a mistake in cutting here. So this is actually highly important because this would actually force me to go here. And I actually made a mistake here because this would obviously work for black. So if he actually went here, and then he goes here, and does this, then I have a bit of a problem. He can't kill me. He can't actually kill me, but like there's definitely problems with this. And coming down here, like, this would be pretty bad for me. So like I guess there's a lot of fighting here that actually goes on. So he should have actually come down here because yeah, he should have actually come down here. I would have to do this. He does this. I would do this. He would take this. And this is how, like, this should actually end out. And this is about even. Like, now both sides are actually about even after that trade. So we both messed up here. So this is a point where, this is a place where he could have actually, this is actually a place where he could have actually pulled even. But he did that. And of course, once I do that, I'm getting this. And he has a really weak group out here. This just makes it worse, essentially, because I know how to play this. But I forgot, I did not know exactly this thing. So I did not know exactly like how to play this, obviously, because I don't really ever play this variation. I didn't read this out very well. So I will make mistakes like this. But obviously he didn't read it very well either. He obviously did not read it very well either. Because he didn't like, he played the advantage, but then he didn't take the advantage. And having me cut over, I think he was wanting me to play like either this, where he could actually, where he would actually be able to come down, and then, like, this is a that's actually really good for black. But I don't think he saw that I could just connect this, and he's dead if I do this. This is very important. This move is very important because it makes this cut viable. So he does that. I'm going to go ahead and do this. This is generally not a very good variation for black. Obviously, I'm going to do this. Then, like, I'm getting a lot of territory down here. He is getting a lot of influence, but this cut's still problematic. That invasion, to me, doesn't make that much sense. I just took it the easy way. I don't actually know how to play this invasion. I could have probably just done this and come out this way, and he would probably be, it would be very problematic for him if I had done that. Because this group's not really in danger. And if he just, like, let me do this, then I would just take the stone. But the thing is, like, I probably could have just done this and just come out. And that would completely ruin his shape because this group is still not very strong. So the thing is, I probably should have done this instead of just take the easy way out, because this actually cost me quite a couple of points. If you're black, you just kind of do this probably. And then I would probably jump again. Playing this out does not favor black at all. It basically screws over any kind of variations. That's actually not a bad move. I would have wanted to Hane up. I'm just going to jump up here to, I mean, like this is always a little bit like pressuring these couple of stones here, and also like getting rid of his influence. Because remember, black already sacrificed a lot of points down here and over here to get the influence. So if you can actually pare down the results of his influence, then it's a victory for you. I'm going to go over here because he has to do this at this point. Because if he doesn't, he's giving up these stones, and this is like 20, 30 points here. So he does that. I'm going to go ahead. This is actually bad. Like, if you really want the top territory, you would just do this. Let me actually take these stones. Well, actually, I wouldn't do that. Like, just let me take these stones, essentially, and then you get like sente, right? So you would either do like this or something, and then hope for like getting as much of this territory as possible. Black's not awfully too behind here because there's a lot of potential in here that you could actually do. Now white can do like things like this and obviously reduce the amount of possible territory that he has. And obviously invasions like this are problematic for black. But if you want the center territory, this is what you would actually do. Take the sente and then take the corner as well. And see like how much of this you can actually get. If you get all this territory, obviously black wins, but you're not going to be able to get all that territory. Obviously like white has invasions like that where it's kind of just hard for you to deal with. But he didn't do that. He does this. And then that then he does that. I'm just going to go ahead and take this territory. He did get the bottom territory here. So he's not actually behind by too much at this point, but you do have to make really good use of, you do actually have to make really good use of your sente here. That's obviously bad because that's just feeding me more points. And that's like excess. That's really, really bad. I think, I feel like this is really, really bad. That doesn't make any sense because I'm just going to kill you here. Can you actually live here? I'm not really sure. If you do this, I'm going to do this. I don't see a way you can live here. I mean, there is like an eye here, but I can just do this at this point, right? Like, I don't think you can live here. But either way, like, regardless, you don't really play this out. You don't play this out. You just leave this here. This is dead, but you just leave this here. That's a really bad. This is actually an even worse move. So technically, like, if you want to solidify this territory, you just do this and then do this. I mean, it doesn't really work right now because I can come out. But as you can see, like, with this, at least you get this territory. So you definitely don't do this because, like, you know, you just have the Atari here now. Not this way, but you obviously just have the Atari here now. And you can actually break this territory. So this is a very bad move. You just do, like, if you wanted to solidify, you would just do this. And not give me the stone. Because obviously I can't do this. Like, this is the difference. Like, look, you doing this is basically, like, the difference between me having my stone. So, like, now I have, like, on your... Now that's like an Atari cut. But if you just do this, like, it's just a connect. You don't have the Atari cut. So it's a big, big difference, actually. So that's why you don't really do that. This is pointless because that just takes away Ko. That, I don't know why he does that. Knights move in. He tries to block. I do a couple things. And then I'm going to invade here. So based on how many points I actually got here, as long as I can make a group alive in here, I'm going to win. He's not going to have enough territory. I don't actually know how I would respond. Like, I suppose if I was white, if I was black at this point, if I was black, I know that, hey, I'm going to lose unless I get more of this territory anyway. So I would actually just go ahead and attack white. That's what I would do. I would try to make my influence and try to kill white. Because in my logical reasoning, if I don't kill white, I'm going to lose anyways. And it doesn't matter if I lose by 2 points or 100 points, I still lose. So I would actually play this way. Yes, it is not the optimal way to gain the most territory possible. But even if you gain the most territory possible, as long as he makes a group in here, you're probably going to lose because you gave up so many points here. Right? So that's what I would do. This basically ensures that I win. And also, like, I would definitely Hane this. The corner's actually pretty big, so I would definitely Hane this. I would actually, yeah, I would, like, white would obviously live, but I would Hane that. Letting him get the corner is really not an option right now, because I'm going to do this first anyways. And you can't kill me now, so I'm going to do that. You're going to do that. And of course, giving me the sente is horrible. But he has to give me the sente because otherwise I have this clamp. So he does that. I'm going to jump in here. I think, like, this is too damaging. Here, you would probably just do this first. You would 100% do that first. because if I answer this, then you can actually connect, and these four are cut off. So seeing that, I would, if he does this first, I would do this, and then he could cut these two off, and he gets a lot of territory here. It wouldn't really be much good because I can just do this and get rid of this territory. So, and he's too far behind. But the thing is, like, you don't connect this first. You connecting and making these 2-4 makes this a lot heavier. Just do this, sacrifice the 2 stones, and disconnect these two. This would not actually, would this work? No, it wouldn't. You would still be cut off. I get you would. Well, I don't think this would. I actually don't think this would work still because you can't. Yeah, there's no way that white could actually extend his liberties. No, actually, white could because then like he could just do this. So yeah, this would actually be. I guess this would be kind of problematic. He can't actually do this. Yeah, I guess that wouldn't work. So I guess this is okay. But I think you could even do something like this, right? I guess it'd be this, but yeah, I guess it'd be the same. So I guess he did. I mean, I don't know if this is worth it though. Let me actually look at the point count. I don't think this is actually worth it. Because yes, you are getting those two, but you sacrifice so much here. So I don't think it's worth it. Like what he got over here isn't as good as like this, as what he sacrificed here. And I also can make use of that, right? So I mean I just destroyed all his points down here. So like I think a lot of lower ranked players would actually panic when you see like this giant black Moyo, but you have to realize how much black sacrifice here to get this Moyo, and that Moyo you have to realize is just not worth it. So once again, like definitely like too much focus on their center territory. So I'm gonna play another game. I'm gonna play another game. 5 to 12k. I've expanded my range. I'm probably not gonna expand my range past 12k because once I expand past 12k, the games tend to end really really fast. So I'm gonna do that. If you want to play me 5 to 12k, I the challenge is actually down here on OGS. If you guys would rather play on Fox or something, let me know. I can play on Fox sometime. I do have a burner account on Fox, so I can actually play people. But yeah, I'll wait 10 minutes to see if anyone accepts this game. If no one actually accepts this game, I will go eat some dinner or something. At work? Nice. But yeah, I'll wait for until like 4:04 down here. I try to play on weekdays. I didn't play yesterday because I actually had something else to do, but generally I try to play on weekdays. It's hard actually, like it's not hard getting subscribers on YouTube, but it's really hard getting more people to watch the stream. There's like a lot of times there's like several streams going on at once. And I think like Twitch, I think like Go streamers are much more popular on Twitch than on YouTube. But I'd rather just use YouTube because I'm more comfortable with it.
Game started.
All right. I think like when I actually lose these games, it's because like I'm always doing like, oh, I wonder if he knows how to kill this group. I think if I just play standard, it's very hard for me to drop these games. But it's more interesting if I make like I make better content if I actually I definitely make better content if I do the what happens if I do this type of move. I don't know if I should do that actually. Okay, that's the wrong move because yeah, because I can just kill these two. That's definitely the wrong move. I can just kill these two. Uh, you know, like this particular Joseki. Well, I mean that's Sente for me, so that's definitely not good. But like, okay, so this particular Joseki is one that like I see lower ranked players mess up the most. Like this particular Joseki, and you you absolutely have to learn this Joseki. It is this one you would do. You would probably just play D16. So like I said, this I'm not doing. I'm not gonna do this first. I'm not gonna answer that. That's not actually all that important. But that Joseki is one that you actually have to learn. It's one of the most common ones right now, and pretty much everyone knows the Joseki. It's not an extremely good way to play this, but that's okay, I guess. I'm gonna force him towards this. I want the territory over here. That's a horrible move. He's not going to be able to threaten that. It's also not very good. That's kind of pointless. I'm just going to go ahead and solidify this territory. Yeah, don't do this. This is a really bad move. Because like you're supposed to actually go over Atari over top. I'm just gonna go ahead and take the territory at this point. I want to see what he can do with this territory. Like, okay, in an even like don't actually copy this move. In an even game, I would not be doing this. In a regular game, I wouldn't be doing this because I'm letting him build too much territory to actually attack these three stones. But like one of the things is like I want to see like how good people are actually. When I'm doing teaching games, I want to see how good people are at actually like using influence. 'Cause that's actually one of the main differences. That's actually one of the main differences um, between like higher ranked players and lower ranked players is like how well can you actually use the influence. And obviously like higher ranked players know how to use influence much better. I probably played this wrong, but I am building thickness over here to attack these stones eventually. That's fine. But, I mean, like, there's all sorts of problems with this. Actually, no, that was a bad move by me. Okay, do this first. I don't want to do this and have him do this first. So I can just do this. It's a pretty big advantage for me, actually. May not be that big right now, though. I'm just going to let him have most of this territory. He's sacrificed enough to get it where I don't really care that much anymore. And I can always do moves like this to reduce the territory that he actually has. And like he's given up so much territory down here and trying to get that. Or has he? I guess he's not really giving it up. I don't know how he's going to live here, actually. I don't think you can live here. That's really not where I would invade this territory. That's definitely not what I would do. Um, Even if you choose to play the Ko, I mean, that's just like you're just basically giving that up. That's not enough. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. This is actually pretty big because this particular move is here. And now that it's Sente for me, there's some points in here for me too, so that's why I'm doing this right now. That's actually not all that big. This is much bigger. I'm only giving up two stones right there. The Hane is actually going to be much more important than 2 stones. As you can see, like how much territory I've actually built here. Right, like look at all the territory I got here. It's well worth. It's well worth 2 stones. Just for safety's sake, I'm going to do this. And plus it's Sente anyways. Yeah, so the sequence and how you do things is really important. That's also pretty big. If he takes it, you just double Tiger's Mouth. Okay, that's not going to work. I can just connect. He can't go in here. Yeah, so that doesn't really help him because he still can't put in here. This is actually fairly large. It's fine. I guess it wasn't as big as I thought, but I'm gonna jump in here. This is like this is a decent amount of points, but it's not like actually that was a mistake. I'll let him have that. That was a mistake by me. You should definitely disconnect this. Once again, you can actually disconnect here. Can't do this. I think this is okay. There's nothing here, I don't think. So I'm just going to do this. This is actually fairly large. That's barely alive. I'm definitely not playing this closing as well as I could have. But the game's pretty far off, so it doesn't matter all that much for me. I'm just going to connect this just to make sure nothing actually is bad. Nothing bad actually happens. I'm going to do this to fix some problems as well. Just to make sure I don't have any problems at the end of the game. It's fairly big. These are decently big moves. I will have to connect this sooner or later. What if I do this? Let's see if he gets this Atari thing right. There's one way to. There's like several moves to answer this. This is not actually a. Yeah, that's right. Actually, no, you can't do that because I can just do this. You actually have to play this move. You actually do have to play this move here. Actually, no, I think there was a problem there because he had to fix this. But I think like playing this move here would have made this a tiger's mouth and it would have been okay. There probably isn't a way for you to search. I don't think YouTube actually has a way to for you to search all the live Go streams. So this he can't live anyway, so I can just do this. You should answer that, yes. So if he cuts this way, I would Atari this way. I'm gonna make sure there's nothing bad down there. Oh, by the ways, there is a move here. I left this up to see if he actually knew how to play it. There is a move here that can kill these 3 stones. If you play T12, then I have to connect this, and you can actually kill these 3 stones. So I'm going to go ahead and fix it right now. That's kind of a move that's come up in my play a couple of times. If you play T12, it's a backward snap on both S13 and S11. So he can only fix one of those, and he can't Atari you because you can just take the stones whichever way he Atari you. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind next time you play. And game's over.
Pass. Remove the dead stones. You have won.
So let's actually review this game because so here this is an easy way to get some points because remember, like if I do this, you can just take. If I do this, you can just take. So I can't fix both. I would definitely go with this one, and then you can just take these 3 stones. So that's kind of like that kind of shape right there, how you would play that. So this Joseki is one that I see like so many people mess up on this Joseki. That's not a good way. Also, I played that wrong. I'm not. I played that wrong. I think I should have cut here. Because if I cut here, I'm actually not sure how this works exactly. If I cut there. But I did this. That's definitely wrong. If I do this, you should probably just connect and play this way. This is actually like an even trade if you just connect, and essentially we do this. I think this is pretty much an even trade if this happens. But if you actually do this, it's definitely bad for you because this is white gets Sente plus white gets like these 2 stones. You get this, but the Sente for white matters a lot. So once again, the best way to play this Joseki is just to do this for black. This is the best play black can do, and probably just do that. This is pretty much even right now for black and white. So this extension isn't necessarily bad. But once I play this, you should connect this. And you don't want a tiger's mouth because then I will actually do this, and that's bad for black. So you definitely want to connect. I want to do this, you want to do this, and then we just leave it at that. That's a pretty even trade. If you want to play that Joseki. But yeah, extending is bad. Doing this obviously gives me a pretty big advantage. Pincer, I think this is the best move. I definitely think that's the best move. The knight's move attack, E16 is the best move. This, if you do this, you pretty much have to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to go down here. And then you would just come across. But doing this, letting me have D16 is just formatting my shape. I'm not going to do this first because if I do this later on, well, right now you wouldn't do it, but later on, if you cut, I have a lot of problems because I can't just go down. Whereas like if I don't have this move and later on you cut, I can just go this way, right? So got to consider those things. Now it doesn't really matter anymore because he just did that. I'm not going to respond to that. I'm going to go here. He does that. I'm going to kind of like separate this group, come up. That's not a good invasion. I mean, I'm most obviously going to push this way. I could push this way too and it wouldn't be too bad. And I might have done better just to ignore this actually and go somewhere else. But I decided to push. That's a horrible move. You just do this. Here you definitely just do this. This move doesn't make any sense because it doesn't really achieve anything. Like you only really do these kind of moves when you're trying to build up influence, and you're not really building any influence here. I don't really understand this move. It doesn't really have too much of a point. I'm gonna go ahead and block that. Come out here. I'm gonna come here. Like I'm not actually trying to kill this group, but I'm just trying to threaten it enough where he has to make extra moves. And that obviously is I'm not going to respond. Yes, this group is actually alive, but I'm going to take this chance and make this all my territory. So that's why I'm ahead by 24 points now because of this mistake here, and also because like he made a lot of moves that I didn't answer. So when you're playing an even game in the lower SDKs, if your opponent plays a bunch of your opponent will actually play a lot of moves, and the automatic response by lower SDKs is to answer that move with a move. Before you do that, think about it. Do I need to answer this move? And is there a better move for me to go elsewhere? And if you actually like kind of master that part, you will move up several ranks on the SDKs. Don't do this. Like, don't do what I did here. I would definitely just do this in a regular game. I would 100% just do this in a regular game. Because this because this group isn't completely settled, this actually builds up way too much influence. Also, I think the AI would just want you to go here because this would actually be a trade, and then you can attack this group. I mean, I could do this and then probably jump up here or something, but the thing is, like, that's probably what you would actually play here. Giving up this corner is fine. You have a lot of influence here. You actually have a lot of influence here. Your group is alive, so maybe like attacking, like perhaps like attacking this group right now along with attacking this group. That's probably what I would do as black. But you know, letting me get a lot of territory, I still wouldn't do this because it does give black the offensive to do this. And now you can actually see like why it's bad that you did that, because if you didn't do that, you would actually you could Atari this way, and that makes your attack much stronger on these 3 stones. So I jump up, he does that. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. This is not really all that eventful. I don't know. I feel like if you want to keep attacking, I would just go here, right? Because this group isn't completely alive yet either, but I am more than happy to connect these 2 groups. Because now, like, the group is no longer under threat. I'm going to just come out, and I'm going to come out here just to fish for answers. That's just more of a fishing for answer move. I'm going to do this first. I feel like this move is actually like this move is you have to answer, and then I'm going to go down here and get the advantages here. Go here, jump here. This is not a good invasion. There's no way you can live that corner. You also play this wrong. Like you have to do this, and then fight here because I'm probably not going to be able to kill these stones. But you're gonna. But you do put like this group here in danger. So if you're doing this kind of invasion, that's kind of what you're asking for. You're asking more for a fight in this case because if you just give up these points, right, you're giving up way more than you're actually gaining. So that's going to put your opponent at a big advantage. This particular move here, I would not answer this right now. I would definitely just do this. I would not answer. Yeah, I mean, there's that jump, but this group's not under threat, so you're not really in any danger. This is like fishing for an answer. I wouldn't answer this, but you know, if since you answered it, it is Sente for me. You can still do S12, by the way, is here. So once again, this is one of those times where like, this is definitely one of those times where it's like, okay, you're threatening these two stones. How big are these two stones? 6, 7 points? Cool. But how big is this Hane? Like, because you're getting a bunch of points in here as well. So this is going to be worth more than that. So that's why I didn't respond to that. And obviously double Hane, then do this. Look, once again, this move like is really used to build influence. This way, I mean, I wouldn't even answer to that right now. I would just do this. But the thing is, like, this move is really used to build influence. Right now, this is not a good move. Like this, at this, like you would ignore this. You would ignore this and move somewhere else. This is not a good move. This is going to be bigger because you have to answer that. I don't really know why this all of a sudden jumped to 60 something. I can't really do anything here. But anyways, I'm going to do that. This is not really all that pertinent because once again, like once you do this, the T13 move is there. White's group is not under threat because white, like if white takes the stone, then this group is actually alive. So it doesn't destroy two eyes. So white's not really under threat there. I'm going to take this first. Although, like here, once he does this, I definitely should do this. That's actually really big. I definitely should do that. Jump in here. So you should do this. It doesn't really matter. You get like a couple more points there. If I connect, you can always just do this. Like this, yes, there is this here, but I feel like, I don't know, just get a couple points. It's not really, or you could just sacrifice these two for the points in here. I mean, the way he did it isn't too bad, but I would probably just done it the other way. Yeah, that, you don't need to do that. This is already alive. This is easily the best move right here. Yeah. Obviously, like this is going to be the best move for a long time. So like the interesting thing about this is like this group is just barely alive because if you do this, I connect here, you get this, I have to connect here. So it's actually a Sente with a lot of points there. So that's why that's really big. And to go here, that's bad. The only way to answer this is to do this. That is the only way to answer this right now. Any other answer would be bad because here I can obviously go up here and take these stones. You don't really need to do that right now. I'm going to do that. This is obviously dead. I'm just going to take these first. But obviously, like, here, it's even worse for me now because this is still there, right? And, like, if you want to move with the ranks, like, this is something that you need to practice on seeing. Because this could easily, if the game was close, this could easily mean game. Obviously, I'm going to fix that. I know it's there. I've seen this shape multiple times before. So that's how this game worked out. A lot of, like, You have to understand this corner Joseki. If you don't understand this corner Joseki, you're going to take a lot of losses. Like, this is a basic corner Joseki. A lot of people play it. Get to know it. So that's the lesson for today. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. I will be back hopefully tomorrow, maybe the next day, and I will see you guys.